If you missed everything that happened during today's session, don't worry. We're about to get you caught up on the only stocks you need to know. Time for the top 10 just coming into the close here. I'm kicking it off with Yahoo at number 10, up a fraction. CEO Marissa Mayer is continuing her shopping spree, paying $70 million for the software maker Zobni, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, Zobni's tools for finding and storing contact info will be included in Yahoo Mails and messaging products.
All right, coming in at number 9, Lennar. Shares of the home builder falling more than 4%. Ouch, as Treasury yields rose to the highest level in just about 2 years. All 11 members of the S&P Index of Home Builders, retreating in the Friday session.
Well, number 8, Carroll Annaly Capital Management, dropping 5%. The real estate investment trusts that buy mortgage debt such as Annaly are plunging after a better-than-forecast jobs report stokes speculation the Fed is going to begin to reduce the size of all those asset purchases, Adam.
And Nokia shares up 4% today, even though the handset maker's debt rating was cut one step deeper into junk by Standard & Poor's. The firm says Nokia's net cash may tumble after it agreed to buy Siemens in their equipment venture for $2.2 billion. And amazing that's happening on the same day that we saw Samsung miss its earnings forecast and lower guidance. There just may be too many phones out there.
All right, check out number 6, everybody. Zoetis up about 3% after Bank of America upgraded that stock to buy from neutral. The firm views valuation as, quote, compelling, giving the strong industry fundamentals, the removal of the Pfizer overhang, and also competitive advantages.
Well, animal science to cars, electric ones. Number 5 is Tesla, climbing 4%. More than 100,000 people have signed a White House petition asking the government to allow the electric car maker to sell directly to consumers in all 50 of these United States. It's up to the White House now to issue an official response. And not just that, guys. Tesla, it also got a lot of these pre-orders for Hong Kong for their electric cars. There's a lot of momentum building here for Tesla, guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, the new Mrs. Chu would look great in a new Tesla, Dom. This could be your chance.
I could try, but I think I'm going to wait. I'm not the first adopter kind of guy, Adam, Carroll. I like to see a few cars on the road and then maybe be that second wave in terms of adoption.
I'm still kind of, floored at the valuation on this one, and in terms of the kind of revenues that they're generating at this point, a very, very big difference. We're going to have to see how this one pans out.
I need to see more charging stations first. I don't want to be stuck on the side of a road without a battery, guys.
That's a good point. Only a few thousand cars being made per quarter, so let's see make a few more. All right, talk about make a few more or not. How about BlackBerry down 1% today? The smartphone maker is facing sanctions in Indonesia after an outage left users unable to access its messaging services. The sanctions may hinder BlackBerry's efforts to increase its market share in Indonesia, which it relies on for about 10% of its subscriber base. But I'll tell you, not easy being BlackBerry in this day and age. But then again, as we said with Samsung and Nokia not being easy, it's just a tough time to try to make phones. Look, it's a saturated market.
Yeah, not always being a maker of yoga clothes either. Lululemon coming in at number 3, the yoga apparel maker, down 1.5%. Company's chairman Dennis Wilson has filed to sell about 8.5% of his stake in the company. Lululemon is currently facing a lawsuit claiming it failed to alert investors to adverse facts in the sheer pants scandal. Every time I say that, I have to laugh.
I have to as well, mostly because I don't wear any of those pants or shirts.
I do. They're not all sheer. I'm just telling you.
I don't know how to respond to that, Carol. So I'm just going to move on to number 2. It's Dell, down more than 2%. Michael Dell and Silver Lake, the private equity firm, won't be sweetening their $24.4 billion offer to take Dell private. That's what sources tell Bloomberg News. Meanwhile, Dell, the company, said activist investor Carl Icahn's offer isn't based on concrete cost savings plans, Adam.
All right, you hear the closing bell. They're ringing it on the floor of the stock exchange, which brings us to our number 1 stock of the day. Barrick Gold, shares of the world's largest miner, are down 7%. Gold prices plunging today after that jobs report showed more workers being added than forecast in June, which means you may have the Fed stop buying bonds sooner than expected, and that would be bad for assets like gold. It has been very tough to be a gold investor these days.